Well, that certainly took a hot minute. Video shortish, under 30 minutes even. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And it is 4th Art Saturday. Our inspirational prompt is doings or undoings. So I got this costume cuff. I don't know what kind of costume it was for. I got it at a Goodwill bin store when I was in Florida with Tanya McGuire. Anyways, I thought it's going to make a good journal. So that was my intentions. I set out to make this into a journal because I thought, oh, isn't that cool? You know, it's leather-esque. It's not real leather, y'all. Anywho. Oh, that was cool. So I've traced out the basic cover onto a piece of scrap cardstock and, just trimming it around because this is basically what my signatures are going to be. Y'all, I do a lot of trimming, and I do more trimming and more trimming and more trimming. Do I show you all the trimming? No, but you do get to experience a fair amount of it, y'all. And then there comes to the lacing up bit. I guess I took the prompt a little too serious. I did a lot of doing and undoing. I did not make you endure all of it, just some of it. I really wanted to leave that threaded up there on the spine. I really did, because I think that was so cool. It was just, again, so cool. And I know y'all, I pondered on this, and I worked with this off and on for 2 or 3 days, fiddling like I do sometimes, with my non-violin playing self. And I thought, well, I could glue, with fabriTac, I'm sure, those that string, cording, whatever it is, on the inside so that it would be, nice and snug up against the back of the faux leather. And I thought, well, it's just so bulky. Oh, yeah. Oh, hem-haw, fiddling. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's going to be a good size. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this? And I thought, well, if I take out these 2 ends, that would relieve some of it, right? So we're threading it through the little top hose there. And they're not an even amount of holes on the shorter side as there are on what's going to be the spine side. And as you can see, there's a slight triangular shape too. So, yeah. And at one point, I spritzed it with water. You don't have to see that part. And then I took a hammer and I bammed it. Because, when you do that with damp leather, real leather, it will, put like, not a fold, but it will put like a fold in it. But not a fold, okay? And I tried that. And that did absolutely nothing. And these are some pretty heavy-duty eyelets that are in this here thing. I don't know what kind of costume it was, but I bet it was fairly expensive. I'm just saying, because, a pretty nice stuff. I only found the one. There wasn't a pair of them like you would expect there to have been, but there was just one. So this top eyelet, it's not an eyelet. This is more of a rivet. And I thought, well, I want it out. And I mean, I was thinking, well, worst things worse is this doesn't work at all and nobody even has to experience it except me. So we get that pulled out. Well, it takes a minute. I'm telling you, it was fairly good costume piece, I guess. Maybe it was just, I don't know. I don't even know. For a one-handed pirate, I have no idea. Could have been a Viking. Do Vikings wear? I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Had to bam it pretty good. So we got that out. Now we're going to put an eyelet in it, an actual eyelet. You know, it's got a hole in the middle. Rivets don't have holes in them. Eyelets do. So we got our big bite crocodile desk thing. And you can see the little wrinkles there in the spine from where I was, you know, tried to make it fold over-ish, more butter. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to put an eyelet down here at the bottom because Lord knows there are not enough eyelets in this thing, y'all. I'm telling you, I would fiddle with it and then I'd go on to do something else and think about it. And in the end, I got it done. But you saw the thumbnail, maybe. That might have even inspired you to click on the video. I decay. So I had to band my eyelets a little bit, which is, you know, not unusual for me to have to do that. So we got some seam binding because the cord that came on it was pretty thick and I just couldn't make it behave very well. Oh, great. Now Champ's decided he might want to come in. So we're going to dye up some seam binding. And I measured out a lot of it because I'm like, I don't know. Don't even have a clue how much I might need. I want to have enough. So I spritzed it with a little bit of distilled water because that's what I have in my bottles in the studio. As you know, it doesn't mold. So now we're spritzing it with Distress Mica Stain, the Cocktail Party, which is a red, but it's kind of a fuchsia, not pink. Anyway, kind of. Doing that, let that dry, and I said, well, I need to reinforce the spine because by now I've decided I'm going to do like a dory style. And for a little bit, my camera's going to do that autofocus thing, even though autofocus is turned off. Anyway, it's like my little editing screen. So I still have not fixed my camera. So if it slides around, apologies. It's not you, it's me. It's not me, it's the camera. So I got these bits of chipboard, and this may be real chipboard. I don't know. And I've got it pretty much, you know, small enough. And I've got two pieces. Because when you do a dory style, it's like a mud dory style where you have typically an elastic band that holds your folded over folio signatures into your cover. If it's not a sturdy enough spine, it will buckle up and fold over on you. They just wheel because that's what that happens. So I've got two pieces. That is just the basic piece on the back. And we're going to have another piece. Now, put some weight on it. Got weight on it. We're going to paint this one because my thought was, and y'all, I so went about this really the long, hard way, which tends to be how I do sometimes as an overthinker sometimes. So I'm painting it gray because I thought, well, I'm going to put silver on it so it will match the eyelet. Okay? Here come y'all. And we put just some gray craft paint on there. And then we're going to seal that with some fluid matte medium on account of, I thought, oh, I've got my molotow chrome marker pen over there. I'm like, oh, we'll put that on there and it'll look like chrome. It'll be super shiny. Do you know your products get old when you don't use them on a regular basis? So I had to mix my molotow, mix it, pump it. Y'all don't even get to see a quarter of how much I mixed it and pumped it, okay? And it still wasn't very good. Hickin', y'all. And in reality, the easiest thing to have done would just take a piece of that silver duct tape and covered it. That would have been perfect. Or a piece of aluminum foil. Aluminum. I don't know how to say it. Aluminum. in America. Tinfoil. But no, here it comes. Get ready. I've already prepared you for what's going to happen. Okay, sometimes the chrome comes out and sometimes it doesn't. And camera does its anti-focus. I shouldn't say it's an autofocus. It's an anti-focus sometimes, y'all. So, and the video is in hyperspeed because, you know, your viewing pleasure, my voiceover ease, should you have the desire to slow the video down, you may check on whatever device you're on to see if there is a settings portion, you know, the little gear, the little cog, for you to slow it down or perhaps even speed it up. Okay? Okay? Because I do appreciate y'all watching the whole video. Especially if you're sweeping the floor, vacuuming. Well, maybe not vacuuming. Maybe not vacuuming. Because you can't hear me when you're vacuuming. Or doing the dishes or folding the laundry or, you know, some such things. Having clean sheet day even. So, favorite glue, Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. Because I've decided that chrome bit right there is as good as it's going to get. And I still could have painted over it with silver. Because I have a Viva Metallics and man, it is an awesome silver. Chrome is different than silver. It's sort of the same but different, okay? Like me, sort of the same but more specialer. AKA different. So I'm holding it on there for a real long time. Maybe my screen is stuck. I don't know. Y'all. I guess it was just me. So I've got that sitting over there drying. I may have put it on under a weight. We're going to wait for it for a minute. And now I've picked out from that scrapbook pad that I started off on the intro picked. Couple pieces of that. I have traced around what is going to be my folio. Because you have a piece of paper, and when you fold it in half, it becomes folio. And when you put another folio into the first one, now you got a signature and so on and so forth. So, that's what we're doing. It was a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. It's a lightweight cardstock. And I thought, well, let's just ink around it with the red vermilion. Vermilion red. I don't know, whichever. Red. And so now we're going to thread this up. Now, I've already threaded and unthreaded and done it and undone. I mean, you know, like I said, my brain took that prompt very literally. So we're going to weave it up, and I'm going pretty simple because I am of a simple mind. And too many lacings is just too much for my simple mind to repeat. And this worked. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay? So, we're just going to weave the other tail through the part that we've already woven up through the little eyelets. Okay? And I know somebody else would have done it more different. And that is A-okay. See, I'm still fiddling with it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do this. No, I don't need to do that. I don't know. So all of those little eyelets will get a piece of the seam binding woven up through them, essentially the exact same way. How many do I show you? I don't know. More than one. Okay, so we got that wove up. The pointy thing is going to be at the top. Now I got this really long piece because I have no clue how much I needed, remember? I used all of it, just saying. So, that's what our signatures are going to flop over on, or be tucked under, I don't know. And so, you know, in and out, I'm making 2 loops around the spine. And, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, and the mica, because it was, you know, distressed mica stain, y'all. it tends to come off a little bit. Think glitter, but ultra super fine. Y'all. Anyway, that. And we're just going to tie it up at the top as well. So we're going to have a lot of stringage going on up at the top. Well, maybe not a lot, but you know, fair amount. And I try to get it tight as I can. And at one point I untied it and wiggled it through there some more to tighten it up a bit more. Don't know if you get to see that part. There I was just brushing off some of that extra mica. So weaving that through there as well, like we did the sides. And I really thought, you know, this would make a corset too, but the problem with corsets ties and a lot of journal tie closures is when you pull it out of the loop, you know, the little eyelet thing, for, let's say, you got to stick it back in there. And if it's not a secure end on your ribbon or your lace or whatever it is you're using, it can get a little hard to do. Just saying, you know, that's why they put those little plastic ends on shoestrings. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that'll work. And here I am taking those the ends of each bit of seam binding, and I'm just putting a little art glitter glue on there just to help keep it from fraying all out. Yes, I could have used fray check, but that would have required me to get up, go around the table, and pull it out of my sewing drawer, which I just wasn't going to do at the time. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to make a perfect closure. We got all these loose ribbons everywhere. Absolutely. Oh, y'all. So I thought, you know me, needs a pocket. So I'm just tracing out half the signature. And we're going to trim that out and it will become a pocket. And I want one on the front and one on the back. So my brain's trying to figure out which way do I flip it. No. You want right sides together. Excuse me. So you will have opposite pocket, opposite thing. Okay. And I'll trim it down again because, you know, that's my MO. Try it on. Oh my God, that's you know, that's pretty good. But I'm not too sure about that. I don't care too much for that shape up at the top. So we're going to put a bunch of lines on it. Then we're going to trim it out. And then we're going to erase some of the line. I think. Probably. Something like that. It's a fun little journal. There's room to add more. There's, you know, you could change the ribbon out on it or whatever. If you are into fancy lacing and you know how to do that, you got that kind of brain action going on, you know, I say do it. The odds of you finding one costume cuff at a charity secondhand shop, I don't know. Maybe you have the matching cuff. I don't know. Anyway, got one on our front signature, and this one's going on the back signature, or vice versa. I don't remember now. I'm pretty sure this is the back signature. And because I didn't cut all my pages at the same time, they are not exactly lined up, per se. Okay. Here we go. Charming time. So I went over to my charms. There is no rhyme nor reason in these charms. I put jump rings on them so I could get the ribbon through their seam binding. And in order to keep the seam binding from coming out the gap on jump rings, I put a little bit of UV resin on there just to close up the ring, you know. How secure is it? I don't know. Secure enough. Secure. So some are big, some are little. That particular one happens to be a circle of glass. I don't know where it came from, but there it is. Some of the charms are small, some of them are big. Some are silver, some are not silver, some are not this, and some are not that. Because, you know, I'm no respecter of metals, colors. So, tied them all on there. There is even one of those word charms that I made myself from the wire and glued it on a piece of word paper, and I put UV resin on that too, because, you know, but you didn't need to see that part, did you? No, of course not. I thought, well, you know, I've got these 2 charms left over. Let's just stick them on our tie strings. Okay? Seam binding ribbon. Okay? Okay. That's what I'm doing. And because I had put the little glue on the ends, it was a little easier to get through there too. Just saying. Like that. No rhyme or reason on the charm. Other than the number 8, because it's the 8th month, right? I think. Well, that's what my head told me at the time. So that's what I was doing. So here's our signature. Now I'm going to try to wiggle it through here. Okay. A little too tight. So I have to unroll it a little bit. And there we go. 1. It's not very many pages, but there is room to add more. Should someone want to do that or not do that. Or even change the paper, you know. Goodness gracious, it's like, could this, I don't, excuse me, y'all. I just don't even know. Just don't even know. So there we go. There we go. All right, then. Here we go. Tying it out. Oh, flippy floppy time, y'all. Here it comes. You get to see it. See, there's plenty of room for expansion. Or not. Here's our little charm. All these things could be removed and used on other projects. I mean, you know, they're just tied. They're not even glue tied. Did I tie them twice or just once? I don't even know now. But I think it's cute. 4th Art Saturday. Open collaboration. Information in the description below the video, along with a list of ingredients. Mostly, sorta. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm... Oh, I'm getting a piece of paper because I have to prove to you that's a pocket. Y'all saw me make it a pocket, but I still have to prove to you that it's a pocket. I put the white sides together, the printed sides together, so, you know. But it could all be changed around. Just saying. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. Would I do this again? No, because I don't have another cuff. Y'all. Let's tie it. Okay. Put it in a bow. Poor little bow. Wonky little bow. Y'all. Line it up. Ta-da! Photo montage. Hey, if you participate in the open collab and you want to send a link to me, send your link to me and I'll send you mine. If you're posting pictures, tag me in your pictures. Of course, I'm really only on X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Instagrams. All right. And if you don't tag me, I may not be able to find you. Okay. Hashtag 4th Art Saturday. Okay. It was, you know, I make it sound like it was hard. It was not easy. You know, a lot of thinking involved. Overthinking. Thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all.